how Instagram warps our perception of the body. Okay, let's talk about Instagram for a moment because a few 100 million people have Instagram on their phones. The thing about social media is that it's amoral. And what I mean by that is that it's not innately bad and it's not innately good. You see, it's what we do with the technology that can make it bad or good. And that's where Instagram comes in, particularly with the body. Yeah, I don't think I have to tell you this, but many people utilize Instagram for the body, whether that's workout videos or eating or even things like bikinis or ripped abs and all of these different things that are showcased on Instagram. Any number of hashtags related to fitness or working out or anything like that will reveal this kind of downward spiral of humanity within the app. So what are we supposed to make of this? And what does Instagram actually do to us? I'm gonna give you a few things that we can be mindful of as we navigate an app like this. The first thing Instagram causes us to do is to compare. You think I'm lying? I think you know that it's true. 87% recent studies show of women compare themselves to the bodies of the women they see on Instagram, and 65% of men do the same. I'll link that study below. That is a tremendous amount of people. So almost nearly 9 in 10 women. And so you may have 10 female friends and you may ask them all, oh, do you have an issue with this? And they might all go, I don't really have an issue with this. This isn't a big deal for me. And you'd say, well, somebody's lying here because 9 out of 10 women have an issue with bodies and comparison on social media. And again, 65% of men, which is a high number. So how well do people compare to these Instagram models and these fitness males on Instagram? How well do they compare? Well, 50% of women view themselves unfavorably in relation to the models. 37% of men view themselves as unfavorable to the men they see. So most people, half of all women, see the bodies of other women and feel negative about the way they look in comparison. What this often does for us is it makes us clones. We see the bodies of the men and the women, the models on Instagram or your friends even, and we want to make ourselves like them. We want to build ourselves in their image. And so what we'll do is we'll get in shape and we'll care so much about what we eat and we'll post our pictures and still not there, right? And so what we have to do is we have to go pay $4.99 for different apps, apps that can change how big your muscles look, or airbrush abs onto yourself, or give you the bikini curves of Kim Kardashian, or even airbrush your imperfections off your face and whiten your teeth. Yeah, so there's all these ways we can doctor our photos so we even present an image of ourselves that's not even real. And here's the thing, the people that we're looking at, that we're comparing ourselves to, a whole good majority of those people aren't real either. So in fact, you're shadow boxing a phantom image of someone that is actually not attainable. So this is causing so many psychological disorders. Here's the thing, we want to compare ourselves, and that's what Instagram leads us to do, but God didn't make us for comparison or sameness. He made us for uniqueness. And so the image that we should be pursuing is the image of God, not the image of our friends and family and the bikini models and the ripped bodybuilders on Instagram. So keep that in mind. You were made for uniqueness. You were not made for sameness. Another tailspin that we end up finding ourselves in this downward spiral of is idolatry. Idolatry is the worship of created things rather than the creator. And so we worship creation or created things like animals, like food, like ourselves, and then in this case, like Instagram models or good-looking people, instead of worshiping the creator God. And so you might not say, I worship the human body, but our thoughts, words, and our deeds, our motives lead us to show that we actually are comparing ourselves to them, and we do, in fact, worship them. And then we end up giving glory to these people instead of giving glory to God. And so we take our eyes off of God and put them on human beings. And that's the real trap of Instagram at the end of the day. The real trap is that it causes us to lose our identity and forget who we really are in pursuit of a phantom, perhaps unattainable image of a woman or a man on Instagram. And we forget so fast who God says that we are. Instead of trying to define ourselves, we should listen for who he calls us to be. And in Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, he says that we were made in his image. You see, God looked out on the world and crafts Adam and Eve in his image. So all of the human beings, yourself included and me as well, we're all crafted in this wonderful image of God. So instead of being concerned about being built up in an Instagram model's image, we should worry about being built up in God's image. And that's who God says we are. And once we realize that, we are free. We're free to live our lives, and we're free to be unique instead of comparing. And we're free to be happy and joyous and excited with our body. And that doesn't mean we neglect our bodies for the sake of just being glad who we are, but we work out and we get excited and we steward our bodies well because God has made us and He cares about us, and we're made in the image, His image, and we're thankful for that. And so we work hard to train and we work hard to eat well, and not in any sort of idolatrous way, but in a way that glorifies God and glorifies Him alone. I'll tell you what, there are a lot of traps out there today, but the biggest trap perhaps is the one in your own pocket on your phone, the one that tells you you need to be something you're not, the one on Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok that says you're not good enough to be the woman or the man that God made you to be. Well, that is a lie. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, the psalmist says in Psalm 139. You're crafted by God uniquely and intentionally. And once you understand that, then you're free to beat your body and to work out and exercise to His glory and no one else's. Hey, I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, would you like the video and subscribe to my channel? This channel is built to help get biblically based wellness principles out to the masses. This is just something that we don't talk about a lot in Christian faith. So if you would do that for me, that'd be awesome. I'll see you on the next one.